Hello curious friends, how are you doing? I just hope you're all doing well and staying safe at home and finding some cool things to notice all around you. I wanted to start off by addressing what I think is a common question that you may have. At least some of my homeschool students had that question for me today, is how do I have the materials to do meaningful science at home? And my friend Roisin, you can follow her over at Science for Sustainability on Instagram. She posed what I like to call the junk drawer challenge. Everybody has one. Usually it's in your kitchen or your hallway, but you have a random drawer that gets all of the extras, the odds and ends, the things that maybe don't quite fit into a particular category of stuff that you already own or materials that you already have sorted out. And I thought it might be helpful to make a video going through my random stuff at home to see if we could find some interesting things to do with science. My house is kind of weird because, yes, in my kitchen I do have an Erlenmeyer flask. I'm sure in most cases that's not true, so I definitely want to go through this video with the lens of what does your average kitchen household have, and what might you be able to use innovatively to see what you can do some science experiments with. Stay tuned. I'm gonna go open up some random drawers and let you see what's inside. Alright, so here we are beginning What's in Your Junk Drawer for Science Challenge. Drawer number 1. I'm also, by the way, going to be pulling out a few things that I might want to use for science experiments. So I have some napkins. With the way we've all been eating, I'm sure some of us have been getting some more delivery. Other times we had barbecue, so I have some shish kebab skewers, normal things, forks, knives. I do a little bit of mason jar container reusing, so I have parts for that. My bento box band, so that looks kind of intriguing. And then, as I promised, the random things that you don't know what to do with, a piece of peppermint chocolate back from winter time. So we'll let that stay right there. This kind of interests me right now, so I think I'm gonna pull that out and set that aside. This is actually kind of interesting to me right now. I'm gonna pull up a napkin and just set that aside over there, but it looks like I would have some good circle-shaped objects for tracing, maybe things that could balance or otherwise go together. That's drawer 1. We'll see what's next. Alrighty, here we are at drawer number 2. Look at this. We got some silicone reusable zipper bags, some nylon versions, backup measuring spoons. I don't actually know what this is. If any of you have any ideas what this is for, let me know. I've got some plastic bags from bread, a sushi bamboo mat, and also my folded up wax cotton cloths. So as I promised, of course everybody has a little bit of a random drawer with odds and ends. There's a second one of mine. I have a special idea for what I want to show you next, so I'm going to go ahead and find that and bring it out to show you all what's inside. Okay, so I said I had something a little bit interesting to show you next on the random junk drawer tour. For some of you who may know me or have been in one of my classes, you know that I am a relatively new educator at CuriOdyssey. So my interview was last spring, and part of that was packing a random box of stuff that I used during my interview for my science activity that I did, kind of like an audition with some of the current students. And thank goodness for a little bit of procrastination. You can tell by a little bit of the dust on top, I never unpacked it. So there's some good stuff in here that I think you may also have at home. This might seem kind of unfair in the random junk challenge because I already had it packed, but I promise you this was actual random junk that I had around my house and that you probably have around yours. So I have some wine corks in here, some net fabric. Maybe you can gather that off of a bag of mandarin oranges, or other types of citrus fruits are often packaged in them. Got some popsicle sticks. The only rare thing, I guess, here's the ultra rare object is film canisters. I know in 2020 those are hard to come by, so I'll try not to use that one because I realize that folks might not have that at home. I have a little bit of sculpting clay left over from a Halloween costume I made, and just some combs and hairbrushes and some straws. Fun fact, some of these are straws that I found on the ground during a trash cleanup, unofficial one, in my neighborhood, also known as just me picking up plastic off the ground, but I saved them, washed them out, and then also have on here some aluminum foil. So yeah, the second box that I have that I used for that interview is a little bit more office supply oriented. So I have some paper clips, some scrubby sponges, rubber bands, and some twisty ties, pipe cleaners, which I save off of food packages. So yeah, though, that is a tour of random junk at my house. Some tips I would have for all of you trying to gather science supplies at home: look at things differently. I was thinking of using these two objects that we pulled out earlier for part of my weather study. See if you can imagine how I might combine this skewer and something like a napkin to study phenomena outside. Just wanted to make sure everybody knew that even if you don't have already homeschool supplies, if you don't already have things to do science at home, that there is lots of useful stuff around you. I would recommend kind of gathering a little box of things that look inspiring or weird or odds and ends. You'll definitely find them handy for upcoming videos and tutorials and experiments. And I especially encourage you to improvise materials. If you don't have something like this, find something else that's long. Maybe you have a straw. Maybe it's a spoon. Maybe it's a tent stake. Maybe you're an outdoors type of person. But in all of my experiments and demonstrations, I'll aim to show various ways that you could use materials that hopefully you have or something similar in your own home. Bottom line is, you can do science anywhere. It is all around us. It really just takes a little bit of imagination, and I'm so excited to be able to be one of your guides during this challenging time in helping you all feel empowered and able to do science in your own homes and together. That's all for right now. I'll check in with you all later. Keep on staying curious out there and go ahead and find that random junk bin. Don't be ashamed. It's a good thing, in this case, to have a few random items laying around. Alright, we'll see you later. Bye.